But well, let's find out. The first map is live already. We are on Frost. Let's jump right into it. Our Protoss versus Protoss semi-final with the Korean Protoss play in red starting. Both of them are Korean. Starting at the bottom right of the map. It is, of course, San.
Both are Protoss. You could
Both
say
are
the red
Protoss,
player.
Exactly. So that didn't help us at all.
They're both players too.
Yeah.
You could say bottom right, red.
I went for the red then instead, yeah. So in blue to the bottom left, we have the other Protoss player. And well, this is of course my Insanity's Stardust. They both are apparently sharing a room these days at the hotel.
So Stardust said if San beats him, he's going to kick his ass.
Yeah, going to kick him out of the room.
I don't interfere with what happens between behind closed doors. So that's between them. But what happens here, that is very much our business, Calder. Here between San and Stardust on Frost. So far, both of them going for a very quick double assimilator.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the themes that we saw in the tournament so far, that apparently every single time you win a best of 5 and you have to go up against the opponent, again, the same guy, you're going to lose the second attempt. And I think you mentioned earlier that Stardust apparently was saying that too, or was it San?
Yeah, Stardust was saying, you know, people were picking his brain in the player area and they were saying Stardust, so, you know, your great record against Protoss, you already beat him. Feeling mega confident against San, is it? And he said, when you play a rematch against people, it's always difficult. All the people that play rematches here, they lost the next one. For example, Elfie beat Apocalypse, lost the next one. Baby Knight beat Alicia, lost the next one. Is the same fate in store for him? So he said he's going to be very careful about this. Cautious, not too overconfident.
It looks very much like we're going to see a proxy Twilight Council here. Top left, we have immediately Stardust with a pylon. He doesn't know where his opponent spawns, so I don't think we're going to see a Stargate here. It has to be a Twilight Council, maybe even a Dark Shrine in the long run. But Stardust already trying to hide his tech here. He knows that his opponent either spawns to the top right or bottom right, and that will leave him in a position where he can really hide the tech. The Twilight Council goes down as expected, and San is probably never going to find it because his own probe goes straight to the right position. He will scout Stardust's main base and maybe realize that something is hidden here, but it's going to take him an eternity to find out where that actually is, and he's going to lose the probe.
Yeah, I don't know that any world exists whereby you go scout that part of the main base on the opposite side where the opponent is not.
Yeah.
That would be a little bit strange. So that Dark Shrine is definitely going to be unscouted, but what could potentially be scouted is the absence of anything meaningful in Stardust's base. Now the first gateway unit from San, as well as the second, is a sentry. As soon as he has 100 energy, he will send a hallucination there. And what is he going to see? Two gateways and nothing else? A little bit strange.
Well, he gets the Stargate now. And with the Stargate, he of course has the Oracle then in play, and the Oracle will help him with the vision that he needs. Question, of course, also being if Stardust is able to defend his own main base against the aggression that is definitely going to come his way. The expansion, on the other hand, for San will make it so that he has to defend not only the main, but also the natural, and that is going to be a little bit dicey. But we have the hallucination, as you already mentioned, Grubby, moving into the main base of Stardust in just a few seconds, so he is going to find out that something is missing here.
Yeah, and especially that robotics facility timing, there's almost nothing that screams DTs more than a delayed robo, seemingly for no reason. If it was just 2 gates, it could still seem something else, but that robo is like, yeah, 2-gate, like DT, 2-gate robo. It's like the build to do super fast DTs with. So I think he knows.
Another thing that we have is, well, that we don't have, that pylon is very, very late, that forward pylon. He's losing precious seconds here.
Yeah, that's true.
That timing doesn't line up for him at all.
Yeah, okay, anytime now, yeah, he's losing exactly 10 seconds on that warp in. That's a bit sad, but maybe it's a saving grace if he gets to see that Oracle. So far, it looks like he didn't.
Yeah, the Oracle on the high ground just waiting for something to shimmer on the map so that he can use Envision and then take down the DTs. One DT trying to get into the main base. There's Envision already. The force field a little bit too late. Moves back there. Photon overcharge at the natural, but we have one DT now. It's starting to take down units at the natural, whereas this Dark Templar is still trying to escape here, but to no avail. Gonna die in the end.
Now, what happened there was that San wanted to maximize his gains. He wanted to kill both of the DTs, sucker them in, make him think there's no detection, and then kill both. It was a little bit awkward for him. He lost 2 probes there at the natural and had to pull a lot of probes in the main. He killed one. I think it's okay. It's good for him, of course. He has that expansion, but he didn't get both of the DTs as he would have liked.
You know, with the second pylon that we have there at the top right, do you think that for a second he really assumed that Sun was starting at the top right instead of the bottom right, and then just with the Stalker realized it a little bit too late, and that's why he lost this much time?
I think no reason to assume it, really. I mean, he could have thought maybe, or make a contingency for it, but I don't think he could have been certain about it. So...
I just find this pylon a little bit odd.
That pylon is there that in case you scout a position with the probe and you lose it, you at least have that pylon already in case that the Protoss is at the top right. It's like an option, and it doesn't really harm him. It's going to offer supply and probably not get found for a long time to come.
Yeah, true. I don't think that Sun is ever going to go to the top of the map.
Wait a minute, do you have a pylon in this random place on the map?
Well, he's spotting now with the... He's actually looking for the Dark Shrine now because he realized it has to be somewhere. And the Oracle is going to find it eventually.
Whoa. 6 star sense, almost found it.
Well,
is he going to see that?
No, he just missed it. Just barely missed it, so he doesn't see it now. But he knows it is somewhere, so he's really looking for it, actively trying to find it. And at the same time, Sun, with the lead in the game now already, he is at 70 supply, has actually less harvesters than Stardust, which is quite surprising to me.
Yeah, you know what the cool thing about PvP is, besides all the other things that are also cool?
You're baiting me into like saying nothing.
I admit I'm guilty of a little enjoyment at your expense now and then, but all in good fun. No, the cool thing is when you are engaging in aggressive behavior, like you're doing DT aggression, even if it doesn't kill anything, because you are the aggressor, you get full information, you can hit that double chrono boost button on the Nexus and make probes non-stop. You see everything, you know they're going to be busy with the defense for the next minute, and that gives you a probe lead, even if you kill none. It's a little strange, but that's something that you end up learning as the game as you play the game.
I mean, the score absolutely equalizes right now. The supply is nearly the same. We have the same amount of harvesters. The upgrades, on the other hand, are a little bit ahead for Sun here. Actually, they are way ahead. He already has the +1 completed, the +2 started, so that's quite a lead that he has in that regard. But in general, one Phoenix goes, snipes the Oracle with his last breath. Double kill right there. Well done.
Wait a minute. How come Stardust has a Stargate and an Oracle? He's the one that opened DT, Robo, Gates, and Expand. I kind of missed that he went for a Stargate there. Just trying to make a random Oracle, maybe get lucky, kill some probes, but didn't really work.
Didn't really work out for him, exactly, because right now we have six harvesters killed by Stardust, so he must have taken down 3.
Okay. Not too great, but not too bad either, I guess. Cannon now being made in both mineral lines for San. Let's see, how many gateways are each making? I'm gonna do a count. 8 for Stardust, and
you can
Sun,
also just press T.
7.
You know
8,
that, right?
8 as well. Yeah, I know you can do that, but T doesn't show the ones in production.
Well, it shows the gateways, and then you have to walk gates.
Yeah. All right, both going for 8 gates, both going for a 3rd. Very equal game here so far, and even the upgrades are not too far apart.
Yeah, the charge upgrade now completed for both, or about to be. And the cannons, of course, just as protection, especially, of course, Sun needs to have a few cannons in those satellite bases since he knows that there's already a Dark Shrine somewhere on this map. So that's always a threat that he is up against. And, well, in terms of army supply, we are looking at 60 for Sun, 59 for Stardust, so that the game absolutely evened out. And even the upgrade advantage that we see for Sun is just a minimum. It's just a couple of seconds that he has there over his opponent.
Yeah, and just 1 or 2 chrono boosts can make that change already. Even now, Sun not remembering to start his +3 right away. That's enough already to equalize the attack upgrade advantage. There's no timing to exploit here in terms of upgrades. Now, both on Zealots and Archons and Immortals, Colossus switch should come, not too early and not too late. The ideal amount is in between 140 and 160 supply.
So far, they're just both posturing around the Zalnaga Watchtower. We have a lot of pylons scattered across the left side of the map by San that he can use for warp-ins, and then he try to get into the mineral line. That's exactly what he's trying to do right now. And we have Stardust moving in at the 3rd base of his opponent.
Yeah, and are there any defenses, though, for the Zealot run-by here that San is staging on Stardust's base? So far, there isn't.
Well, there's only the pylon for the warp-ins if he's not in the cooldown right now.
And he's supply blocked, so he's got to run his probes.
Well, there comes the time warp for both sides, and immediately the Archons are, of course, doing the damage at the front against the Zealots. The Archon count currently in favor of San. San doing a lot of damage here to his opponent. He still has a massive lead in supply, 20 so far. And Stardust in a very awkward spot right now, moving back and forth a little bit, losing more units in the process. He's far behind in the overall army supply now, and we still have a couple of units that he had to warp in back at home to defend against the run, but there we saw San chasing down the army of the My Insanity player, and Stardust is down to 14 army supply against 74.
Yeah, those kind of fights where you have the same stuff is all about positioning, and San at the superior one there. Defensive positioning, great time warp, good spread, and the quicker reinforcements as well. So San now looking to capitalize. Will he fall to the same trap? Going into an unfavorable position. It doesn't look like it. He also has the superior numbers. 6 Archons against 2, 5 Immortals against 4. Looking to close out the game here and take the first map in this series.
San is moving in here on his way to victory. Takes down the Immortals. He even has a few units in the back of Stardust's army, messing with the AI, and takes the game. San with the lead against his opponent. So already the start of that comeback that we talked about, that second series ending in his favor now.